Because I know that, over your career, you've also managed a lot of people. So what would you say are some of those like really top traits that you've seen for people that are, working for you or just kind of coming into the industry overall?
Sure. Put your hand up. Even if you don't know what a task is, volunteer for it. Don't wait for you to be a senior person, for you to lead something. You know, back then at Hewlett Packard, where I started my career, it's so encouraging that they let first year and second year analysts to lead an entire, like, we're going to train executives on presentation. And then you just learn the entire topic, and then they give you the platform and they coach you along the way. So people are going to be invested in seeing your growth. So put your hand up, be curious. Don't shy about thinking, oh, this might be a stupid question. Or they might think that I'm not fit for here. Why am I asking this? Go for
Hmm.
it. People are going to be more encouraged to help you, also
Hmm.
because you took interest on asking question.
Yeah.
And it also gives people an opportunity to share, to
Hmm.
give back, to teach. It's a very good feeling. So
Hmm.
raise your hand, ask for questions, and if you can, if you don't know yet, if you started your career, you don't know what the career trajectory you wanted to take as many changes or many roles as possible as you start your career. Focus on what can I learn? Am I enjoying this? If it's
Hmm.
too difficult, then how is this improving me? How is this building my character?
Yeah.
Don't just look at technical skills, also look at soft skills. And as you build your first, second year, then think, okay, what are my transferable skills that I can now use if I wanted to pivot into another industry, another role? Yeah, just and it's also forgiving on your first and second year. So take it, apply
Yeah.
for as many opportunities, put your hand up, lead as many initiatives, projects or program, or start any initiative you want. If it's not yet there, if you think that there's a problem, then do that. And maybe I also recall like we both know this person. There was an analyst who were working with me, and then she told me, oh, I want to work on my presentation skills.
Hmm.
And so tell your manager or tell people what you want, and they will help you. So she told me that, and I said, okay, let me give you the opportunity. Let me give you the
Hmm.
platform.
Yeah.
She said, okay, I present to all the new hires in the region. This is like a face-to-face presentation for about 300 people. And that maybe, oh, it's giving her butterflies, but that's okay.
Hmm.
And then I said, record yourself in the video and then see how it comes. And
Hmm.
then as we get close, let's do a mock presentation and I'll give you coaching. And I said, I'll be there. You're not going to be alone. And then she presented, she did exceptional. So ask for those opportunities because your manager or your colleagues can guess, oh, this is something, this is a challenge you'd be willing to take
Hmm.
and communicate it to the world. This is what you wanted to improve. This is what you're working on. And
Yeah.
people will want to collaborate and support you.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're hitting on some key points there where it seems counterintuitive earlier in your career, like, oh, I better not ask a dumb question or anything, but it actually makes your colleagues feel better when you're asking things because, not is it only just showing interest, but you're willing to accept that the person doesn't know any better or just needs help. So in a way, it helps you just kind of ask questions and just it's better all for everybody, not just for you.
And sometimes, especially not even for first or second year analysts, when you start a new job
Mhm.
and when you ask questions, you'll be surprised that you're not the only one who doesn't know the answer.
Yeah.
Some people who have been there might also know why did we do it that way? They just
Mhm.
accepted that this is how it's going to be done. Then
Mhm.
when you pose those questions, then it sparks thinking. Oh, actually, yeah, maybe there's another way to do it. Maybe there's another technology we should be exploring, or another methodology or way of working that is out there. And when you go into a new job, then bring outside in. We have this phrase, Bring what is working outside, or you know, practices that you know or things that you're learning outside, and bring it in to whichever organization you join.
Hmm. For sure, for sure. I think that that's some good advice there. So, speaking of just kind of staying in that theme of jobs, right? People coming into the industry, I'm personally optimistic about the outlook for data science jobs. So I'd like to get your outlook because like I said, I know you've managed a lot of people, and I know that you keep a pulse on things like this. So I'd love to hear your outlook. Whether you're thinking about, the outlook in Europe or in London or just overall. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
I think worldwide, we always say this: data is the center of what we do in business. And for you to be able to scale your business, to have the right decision, you need data for that. And
Hmm.
especially for data science, AI is imperative. You need to learn AI, you need to apply it, you need to learn machine learning, you need to learn how to harness data and then contextualize it, provide a story that your business executive can decide. And that is essential, whether it's in finance or whether it's in different technology or IT industry or healthcare, or there's a lot of industry where data is required. If it's a business, you need data at the core to be able to
Hmm.
scale your business, to do the right decision, to understand analytics. What is resonating with your clients? Which of the services or products you're offering do they need, or do you need to scale or reduce? Which channel you should be reaching out to your client? When is the best time? What is the demographic of your client? All of these insights, you need data science for that, to simplify it, to give the proper context to your clients or who you're working with.
Hmm.
So I think it will continue. So
Yeah.
you're in the right industry, you're on the right track to, work or solidify the skills in data science.
Well, that's great. That's good news for all of us for sure. So, as a reminder, guys, if you're in the chat, Lauracell will be taking your questions. So, start lining up your questions in the chat, and let it, if you have really anything that she's spoken to or other things you're curious about, feel free to put them in there, and then I'll guide the discussion from there. So, Lauracell, one more thing I wanted to ask you. Um, I think that people like hearing about challenging projects or challenging times that maybe you had in your career or in a particular scenario or whatnot, because we're all kind of intimidated by things like that happening to us. So it's always good to hear about how people overcame tough challenges. Is there a particular project or time that you'd like to share with us as far as a difficult challenge and how you overcame it?
Sure. There was one specific program that I was leading, and we are going to launch a digital platform to multiple locations in the region. And with that comes different stakeholders who are all senior, and I have to steer this group to make a decision so that we are able to go live.
Hmm.
And they have competing agendas. Somebody wanted to go live ASAP or at an earlier stage because they have a regulatory requirement to meet, but
Mm.
others can't afford to wait because they wanted, a product that has more feature offerings. And how do I balance that? I've been on this group where I'm running the session, and it can be, well, if you're already at that level where everyone is senior and everybody just opens up and goes straight to the point, why they need this, and how you're going to manage that conversation so that it's constructive. And some of them can be quite sharp in
Yeah.
delivering what they're asking for, and also
Yes.
sharp in rejecting that it's just not going to fly.
Hmm.
So how do I best handle those situations? Well, I take a step back and not personalize things, because they can it
Hmm.
can be, hurtful with, oh, why is this person or that person or multiple person at the same time all complaining, all
Hmm.
pushing back. I think quite you were humans, we can be emotional, but just take a step back and take it as points. This is what you're asking for, and then just respond constructively, whether it's below the line. We just don't have enough resources or time to be able to achieve that. But I'll park it, and then we'll do a change management process to tackle it or have more analysis or conversation to take it forward. Well,
Mhm.
it takes practice. And if you don't know how to respond, it's also okay.
Mhm.
And, and then what helps me a lot on those tough situations, if I know I'm going to host a tough meeting,
Mhm.
I do all my pre-meetings and my pre-actions per stakeholder, especially if different characters. Is this a person that champions me or champions the program that I'm launching? Is this person pushing back? Then what is the reason? How do I offer a solution for that? This person, not interested, but I actually need to engage that stakeholder because
Mhm.
that stakeholder, department head, whichever, is critical to the success of the program. Then
Mhm.
you make a plan, you make your stakeholder list and create how are we going to engage them in the best way? What do we offer them? How do we communicate? And then you act on it. And when you say something, you make sure you deliver what you promised.
Mhm.
Integrity is important. And if you can't, it's also okay. Just be honest and tell them, and always communicate.